If I'll say I don't need anyone, I can say things to you, girl. I can turn on anyone, just like I turn on you. I gotta jump like a racer, switch straight at night. I can do your favorites, but you do whatever I like. Here I am, and you're rocking queen. And I'll be a little young, but honey, I ain't naive. Here I am, you're rocking queen, oh yeah. Not be too much, but honey, I'll be
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another Monday Night Wrestlevessel. As you guys saw last week, we weren't able to do a show, but we did a show in the middle of the week where we had footage of Access and WrestleCon and things like that. But it's great to be back here on our normal hour here on Monday nights, right now live here on Monday, April the 15th. So I hope you guys paid your taxes here for Erwin R. Shyster, you know? Anyways, let's get started here. First of all, our trivia question of the week. Who did Kurt Angle make his WWF debut against? Again, who did Kurt Angle make his World Wrestling Federation debut against? Alright, in our last video, don't forget we showed footage of Access and WrestleCon, but unfortunately we made a little small error. We forgot to include some photos from the Saturday portion of WrestleCon, so there might have been some points where I was discussing some things, but you didn't really see it on camera or anything like that. You didn't see the photos. So let me just go over this quickly here. Some of those photos included seeing guys like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! Hell of a nice guy. And once again, I was talking to him, and his wife really hates Curt Hennig. Don't forget about that. Kevin Nash there was very entertaining. Very shocking that he remembered everything about the Oz gimmick, including some tag team match that they had against Tom Zink and Big Josh. And Nash, hell of a nice guy. Always funny and entertaining. Even mentioned about he would dress up as Super Shredder if they had like a comic book convention or something. Armando Alejandro Estrada was there, and he was talking to a lot of people, very reasonable prices. People even dressing up like him as well. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. We also got to see Virgil, who was plugging his merchandise, but talking to me a lot. Nice guy, talking to me all day, but always trying to make a sale though. Good businessman. Jake the Snake Roberts was there, feeling very good about himself, you know, running around the area and showing what kind of great shape he's in. Had a lot of laughs. The Iron Sheik was there, and he was cursing people out and making them humble. He yelled at me on the Sunday part. I was wearing my Warrior shirt. And I even did the Russia and Iran #1 and spin a floor for USA thing. He was very entertained by that. The Berserker was there wearing his Minnesota sweatshirt, and he liked to stand up all day, and he was yelling, Husk! Husk! Kurt Angle was there. I only got like a little far shot of him. You see his head signing an autograph. Bill Apter was there. I even got a picture later on him talking to Mickey James. We saw Rob Van Dam there. He was a very cool guy. Maria was there. And I guess everybody's wondering why she's inducting Bob Backlund into the Hall of Fame. Hulk Hogan was there. I only got a really far shot of him. Like in the background, I could barely see him. But he's charging ridiculous money. He was there. Superstar Billy Graham was there with his tough bodyguard. I got a picture of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and later on he got hot and took off his shirt. You can see those fat rolls on him. I wonder what Natalia thinks of that. I also got to meet a legendary fan in the tie-dye t-shirt guy. Raven was there. Mickey James looking hot as ever. A picture with me and her. Paul London was there with Brian Kendrick, but Kendrick passed out and he had to go home a little bit early. I don't know if he didn't get enough sleep or drinking too much. Vladimir the Superfan was there. I yelled, hey, there he is, Vladimir. He turned around, posed for a picture of me. Great guy. Tommy Dreamer. Beth Phoenix was there. She looked really good. I'm surprised how she looked so much different than her WWE days. The Massive Warlord was there, looking stronger than ever. Armando Estrada was hugging Gene Snitsky. Even former ring announcer Mike McGurk was there. Nikolai Volkov was there, singing his Russian national anthem. Slick went over to go hug Butch Reed, and Ron Simmons was watching that, saying, dude! One Man Gang was there. I got a picture with him. He was also talking to Tommy Dreamer. Marty Jannetty was there, still rocking all day long. I also heard a story from my friend who actually left the convention around 2, and my friend showed up around 2, and he stayed until 4:30. He said Jannetty tried. There was a little wrestling ring thing there set up like by Bret Hart's section, and the fans actually jumped in there and started wrestling for a half hour. So I got to see. He's got video footage of this. I got to see this. He told me Jannetty tried to jump in too, but they held him back or something. This sounds very funny. I also got to put back together Paul Roman and Jim Powers. Got a nice photo with the Young Stallions. Really nice guys. Got Roman to sign something for me free too. Lita was there. Diamond Dallas Page was there talking with Slick while Jake was there. Cool photo there. The Shockmaster, Goldust was there. His wife Terry was being a real bitch though, but Goldust's a really cool guy. Molly Holly and the Hurricane were there in gimmick. Even Big Mantar is there. You see him in the background. There's me and Lanny Poffo, the Genius. He's wearing his graduation hat. And Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster. I also heard Jameson was there. I didn't get to see him, but he was there too in that same room that the guys in gimmick were like Lanny, Hurricane, Molly, Mantar, Sullivan, etc. Alright, let's go on now to some other real new wrestling news. How about the Raw crowd from this past Monday night's Raw on April 8th? They were freaking amazing at the Izod Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I don't know if it's a combination of the Europe fans or the Jersey and crazy Philadelphia passionate ECW fans, but they were amazing. Starting random chants, chanting things like Mike Chioda, JBL, Michael Cole, Randy Savage. It was freaking amazing. The crowd just did whatever the hell they wanted. They're basically just telling Vince, you know, F you, and Vince was getting very angry about that. The fans were even singing Fandango's theme song as they left the building. So just what a funny, entertaining video overall. And in addition to that now, Fandango's theme song is #2 on iTunes. Cena even thanked the fans for their enthusiasm, so that Raw crowd, just a legendary thing. Very entertaining. I wasn't even watching. My brother called me up and told me, you gotta turn on Raw. Look at this amazing crowd, and I did. I could not believe what I saw. I'm actually even getting that Raw in my personal collection just because it was so fun. Alright, there were some fans at WrestleMania that complained about an obstructed view, which was due to the set. So, you know, in the future, Vince, you got to think things out. You can't have people having an obstructed view, especially when they're paying like ridiculous amount of money to see your crappy product. The Rock was injured at WrestleMania, and I even heard some like Carlito was like bashing him for not appearing on Raw the next night. Give me a break. Scott Hall had his surgery on Tuesday. Him and Diamond Dallas Page both hoping for the best and that he'll recover. Edge is concerned about Kurt Angle's neck injury. Edge had a fusion neck injury, don't forget, a couple years back. And Angle saying, my injury is not as intense and I'll be back and better than ever. Angle's still a tremendous worker and I'd love to see him back in the big times one day. Stone Cold Steve Austin is doing his own podcast show. I haven't really checked it out or watched it, but if any of you guys want to, just search Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast show. I'm sure he probably just uses his foul mouth and entertains the fans. It's a shame he doesn't give back to the fans though and go to conventions. That'd be cool. Mickie James recently released a new music video this past week, and Trish Stratus was involved in the music video as well. Chris Jericho is back on tour with his band Fozzy. In other news, Jim Ross is very pissed and angry at the fans' behavior for being obnoxious at the Hall of Fame. He's especially disappointed in the fans that were trash-talking Maria and heckling her when she was giving her speech about Bob Backlund. And then Backlund had to break out of character and go all nuts to make people laugh. But Jim Ross thinks that was very disrespectful and that you fans should be nicer to the Hall of Fame inductees and the people inducting them. And speaking of that, I know Brutus Beefcake, he's very pissed off at Donald Trump for getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Said that guy has no business being in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. There's also a video posted online of X-Pac meeting Bruno Sammartino at a post-WrestleMania dinner after party. They're shaking hands and embracing, so I'm surprised that Sammartino has respect for someone that's like a degenerate like X-Pac, but they were hugging, got together. Tommy Dreamer is going to be co-hosting the new ECW Volume 2 DVD. It's scheduled to be released in July. Joey Styles will be the host again, but Dreamer is going to be co-hosting with him, so that should be interesting. I'm wondering what matches and material that they will have. I really enjoyed the Volume 1 set, so I'd probably buy the Volume 2 set as well. And right now, let's go to the Aftershock for this week's TNA update.
On this week's TNA news, we have a full update on TNA Impact, which featured a brand new introduction for its show, featuring the crowds from several different venues that Impact has appeared at so far. Now, previously the intro had the Impact Zone crowd, but now the intro looks a lot more better because it has the crowd from several different venues. It actually looks pretty damn good. Speaking of crowds, TNA did a good job this week. Down in Texas, they drew a lot of people in the arena that they were at. Just like the previous week, they actually sold out the arena that they were at also. They were at Corpus Christi, Texas, and it looks like they sold it out. I'm not exactly sure if they did or not, but the crowd looked pretty damn big. So far TNA has been successful on the road. They've been drawing pretty decent big size crowds, at least 5,000. So on Impact we had supposedly a pay-per-view quality Impact. Let's see what we have here. We got Chavo and Hernandez versus Austin Aries and Bobby Roode in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag team titles. Now I was watching Impact, so I did see the whole thing, and this match was actually not bad. It was pretty good. Chavo and Hernandez did come on top, and they actually won the tag team titles. And one thing that I remember from the match is that, of course, Hernandez ran all the way down the ramp, leaped over the top rope, and he did like a, I guess they call it Air Mexico or something like that. It's like a run and jump clothesline over the top rope, and he knocks down Aries and Roode. And I believe in this match they also did a Tower of Doom, which is like one of those moves where you're over at the corner and then all of a sudden you have like 3 or 4 guys doing a suplex at the same time. It's ridiculous. The match was pretty good, and in the end, Chavo and Hernandez won the tag team titles, so congratulations to them. So they're 2 times tag team titles in TNA champions. In other news, AJ Styles still remains a dark character resembling Sting. It's unaware whether he's joining Aces and Eights. TNA or even Bad Influence offered him a spot. After all that time they were antagonizing him, they actually came out and they offered AJ Styles to join them, which is pretty funny. But yeah, like I said, AJ Styles actually resembles when Sting first turned dark back in WCW, and everybody thought that he was joining the NWO, and they weren't sure which way he was going. And during that time, the NWO had a fake Sting, so I was unaware whether he was joining NWO or not. So it's going to be interesting to see where TNA goes with that storyline. Now on this week's Impact we had a gut check. And surprisingly, TNA did not hire Adam Pearce, which I was surprised because he's very talented. And that Rey Mysterio ripoff guy, he didn't get a contract either, which I'm pretty sure Wrestlevessel's happy about. So he does not like Rey Mysterio. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't like Rey Mysterio ripoff either. So we have, in the main event, Jeff Hardy versus Bully Ray in a ladder match. Now this match was highly anticipated. This is what everybody was waiting for. And I must say that the match was pay-per-view quality. It was a great match, and it had some pretty damn hard-hitting spots, especially when Jeff Hardy got tossed between the ladder and the ladder crushed him. Well, the match was pretty damn good, and he even jumped off the top rope at one spot and went through a table. The crowd was pretty much alive during this match. They were alive throughout the whole show. The show was pretty good. It was lacking a lot of matches though. I don't consider it pay-per-view quality because Impact only had maybe four matches at the most. It was really lacking a lot of matches. The knockout match wasn't that good, but the ladder match was a great match, and it had a pretty awesome heel ending where Bully Ray used the ball peen hammer, smashed Jeff Hardy in the head, and of course now Jeff Hardy is playing out like he's injured. So they took him out. The medical staff took him out, and I don't know what the storyline is going to be after that, but they played it off like he's injured, and Impact came off pretty good. That's how it ended. So now the only thing we have to wait for is next week Impact. Now I know you can read the spoilers, but I suggest you don't, because it spoils it. It's kind of pointless. And also, TNA had that one night only pay-per-view with the X Division. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but I heard it's a great pay-per-view. I believe it's only $15, so it's actually worth buying. I actually might order it. I know it runs all month long, so I believe you have till the end of the month to order it. So order it while you can, because it's not going to last for long. Hopefully they put it on DVD, because from what I read about it, it's actually a pretty damn good event with a lot of good X Division matches. And that's about it for TNA news. I mean, I saw the ratings. The ratings for TNA are sinking a little bit, but hopefully TNA can bring the ratings up. I have confidence that they will, because the product is actually pretty good, and they're drawing pretty decent sized crowds, so it's only a matter of time before they bring the ratings back up.
Right now, let's go over the trivia answers from last week's show. The one about who was the original name for the Berserker, and he was called the Viking when he originally debuted. He wasn't even matched by Mr. Fuji for the first few weeks. They just called him the Viking. And it was basically right after WrestleMania 7 that he changed into the Berserker name, but the Viking was the original name for the Berserker. Same gimmick and everything, just that was a different name. Alright, now our wrestler of the week before we go is Fandango. Fandango has to be the wrestler of the week. I mean, the crowd is so amped up over this guy. They're singing his theme song. He's number 2 on iTunes. He's getting over the crowd. So we should really thank Chris Jericho for that, but Fandango is really over already. And we'll see if this is just a one-hit wonder, if this lasts for a long time. But Fandango, the wrestler of the week. Alright, thanks for this abbreviated show. Brief show for this week. We'll be back with more wrestling news next week in the future. If you guys have any comments, questions, or anything, just feel free to post on our YouTube page or contact us. Also, I just recently joined Twitter just to check some things out. You can check me out at Mr. Wrestling Tape on Twitter, as I got messages back from a lot of guys here, so just definitely want you guys to message me back on Twitter. So I actually already heard some replies from Glenn Ruth, Thrasher, Terry Runnels, Scott Stanford, Rip Rogers, Bill Apter. Loads of guys have been posting on my Twitter page, so just check out Twitter, guys. And have a good night, everybody. We'll be back again next week with more of Monday Night Wrestlevessel live here on Gaming Palooza. Take care, everybody.